Okay, hey you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Let me just start off by saying I really hope that you guys take the time to watch this video because so many people message me and DM me on a daily basis like, you need to do this on your YouTube, you need to do that, you need to do that, you need to do that. So I'm hoping that y'all really take the time to go and watch my video because I'm trying to take this YouTube shit serious and I need for y'all to at least watch the videos that y'all asking me to put out there. A lot of people been saying do story time, cooking videos, and vlogs. That's the three like main shit that I get. So I'm trying to give the people what they want to see. Okay. So now that that's out the way, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Kay Bria. And today I'm going to be doing a video, a story time video, and it's going to be how I found out I was pregnant. Because I picked this story because a lot of people like DM me like, how did you know? What was the symptoms like? So I was like, you know what? Let me just do a story time to answer everybody's questions and really like give y'all the tea on how I found out that I was, expecting my baby, and I'm still pregnant right now to this day. I'm pregnant as fuck. My baby is due in 2 more weeks, and he's really hanging in there. I haven't been having contractions or nothing like that, so I really don't think my son is ready to come out. I think he's probably going to wait until his due date, which is August the 9th, and today is July 27th, I believe. So he's hanging in there. But anyway, let's jump right into this video. Okay, so how I found out I was pregnant. So let's go to the beginning. We're going to start in October of 2019. So in October of 2019, let me start by saying, first of all, I was on birth control. I had the type of mother that was very like proactive. She was very serious about none of her children being teen moms. Like when my mom found out that I was having sex at the age of 16, she told me like, look girl, you're going on birth control because you're not about to be nobody's mother at 16, 17, or hell, not even 18. So my mom put me on birth control. The name of the birth control was called Nexplanon, and it goes right in your arm, which it did leave a little ugly mark right here, but it goes in your arm and it lasts for 3 years. And you can have a guy be having fun doing what he do inside of you. Don't need to pull out. Like, I could recommend that it was a good birth control. Like, my weight wasn't really like going up and down. Like, I was like the same weight all the time. My periods was definitely not on time. Like, they were still irregular. But I mean, I always had that problem since I started my period at the age of 12. So I didn't really care because I knew I wasn't pregnant. So I can just say it was a good birth control. The only thing I didn't like was when it was time to get that birth control taken out, it did get stuck in my arm and it left this ugly, nasty, boil looking mark on my arm. And that's the only thing I could say I did not like about that birth control. So yeah, that was the only con. But like I said, it lasts for 3 years. So yeah, I went on birth control at 16 and I got off the birth control at 19 because that was 3 years. So mind y'all, when I got off the birth control, I was really thinking that, it was still lingering in my system. Like, I couldn't get pregnant right away. Like, that's just what I was thinking. Mind y'all, the person that I'm having my baby with and the person that, I was having my fun with, like, we had already been dating for years, like literally like 5 years. It was on and off, but we was dating for 5 years. So it was kind of like natural for him to not use protection and stuff like that because we had been intimate for so long that it was like, I know your dick clean. He knew my vagina was clean. So we did not use protection. So, like I said, I came off my birth control in October. And I was thinking like, oh, I can't get pregnant right away. Like, there's no way. Like, that's not going to happen to me. Like, you could still be doing what you do. Like, I won't get pregnant because the medicine is still lingering in my body. And when it came to me getting another form of birth control, my doctor told me, like, you can't get the Nexplanon put back in your arm because you know, like, it got stuck. So they didn't want for that to happen again. So they told me, like, we do not recommend that you get this birth control again. So they said the only other options that you will have for birth control is you will have to take the pill, or if you don't want to take the pill, then you will have to basically take the pill, because they had another birth control method called IUD, but I couldn't get that because I had never had kids and my cervix was never open. So they was like, you can't get an IUD, you can't get the Nexplanon. So my only other birth control option was to take the pill, or I could have did Depo. But I did not want to take the pill because I'm like, I'm a forgetful ass person. Like, I was like, I'm going to fuck around and get pregnant because I'm going to forget to take the motherfucking pill. Like, I just already knew what that was going to be. And I didn't want to get Depo because I'm like, bruh, like, I ain't trying to get fat and be gaining weight. Like, because Depo make your appetite, like, you know, increase. And all this other stuff come with having Depo. So I was like, I really don't want Depo. I would have preferred the IUD, but they said I couldn't get it. So I'm like, I don't know what I was going to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take some time to let, like, this is really what I'm thinking, y'all. I was like, I'm going to take some time to let my body, like, wean off of being on birth control for 3 years. Like, y'all know birth control is not good for your body. So, like, you know what? I'm going to let this medicine and all this, like, wean out of my system for, like, at least 1 month. And then in a month after, I was going to just be like, you know what? I'm going to decide what I want to do, Depo or the pills. But I was trying to give my body, like, a break from being on birth control because I know it's not good for me. And my parents kept telling me, like, hey, Brea, because I was living with the person at the time. So they was like, hey, Brea, you need to be on birth control. Like, you're going to be a mom in 2020 if you don't get on that birth control. And I kept saying, like, y'all need to stop saying that. Not me. Like, not me. Like, what y'all talking about? Like, no, like, I ain't about to be no mother at 21. Like, not me. And long and behold, that was all in October. So November comes around and I was being reckless. I wasn't using protection. I wasn't on any birth control. I was just having fun in the sheets. And I remember November, like the end of November, I think it was around Thanksgiving, my mom had seen me and she was like, hey, Brea, you getting like real like thick, like your hips is spreading, like you're looking real thick. And I looked at her and I'm like, Mom, don't be trying to come for me. Sorry, my eyelash keep getting stuck. And I was like, Mom, don't come for me. Like, I don't look thick. Like, I'm like, what, girl? My body looking good. My body looking right. Like, girl, like, what? Like, why you trying to come for me? And my mom was like, okay, Brea. Like, I could tell that something has changed. And I'm like, no, you trying to come for me. You trying to call me fat. You trying to call me fat. And she was like, but your hips is spreading. And I just didn't want to listen. Like, I just didn't want to listen. I didn't want to listen. And mind y'all, in November, like, I was definitely starting to feel, like, weird. Like, okay, so let me tell y'all. So I did get a period in October. I did get my period. Like, once I came off the birth control, I definitely got my period. So when November came around, I was like, okay, I'm expecting for my period to come, but I'm just not expecting for it to come on time because, like I said, it was irregular. So November come around and I'm waiting for my period, and I'm telling my baby father, I'm like, my period is not here. Like, I think I was only like 3 or 4 days late. And he's like, oh, just chill. Like, you're not pregnant. Like, no way. I'm like, but I'm getting nervous because I missed my period. Like, where's my period at? And my mom had already made that comment. And I'm like, bruh, where is my period? Like, I'm just waiting to start bleeding. So I never got my period. And my baby daddy's like, okay, well, let's just go to the store and buy a pregnancy test. And we'll take a pregnancy test and see how that go. So mind y'all, the day of Thanksgiving, I went to my family house. I went to my aunt's house and we were drinking and smoking and just having a blast. And we went to his sister's house afterwards and I was drinking and smoking over there too. So I was really like, turn up, because I'm like, ain't no way I'm pregnant. I'm basically just thinking like, okay, I got an irregular period. I'm just waiting for my period to come. And that's just what I thought was happening. Like, the birth control still in my system. Ain't no way I'm pregnant. Like, this is really what I'm thinking the whole time. Like, ain't no fucking way. So this is the end of November because, like I said, this is around Thanksgiving. So I'm just turning up, having fun. Like, ain't no way I'm pregnant. Like, what y'all talking about? So If y'all don't know, now y'all do know, I had something called scoliosis. Scoliosis is when your spine is literally shaped like the letter S. And that's what I had. I had scoliosis. I had got spinal surgery for that at the age of 12. I got spinal surgery for that. And they basically just corrected my spine so I wouldn't be like a hunchback. They corrected my spine. They put rods and screws in my back. And that was like a major surgery for me. Like a life or death type surgery. Or like either I could have died or I could have been paralyzed, one of the two. So I'm just, thankful to, the Lord that I made it out safe and I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm fine. The only thing that I could say, like the side effects to that surgery, is since I do have rods and screws in my back, when it gets cold out, so around November, December, like, around that time of the year, I have like really bad back pains. Like I remember one time I had to get a fat ass, like the needle was like this big and they had to stick in my back because I still be having like back spasms and I just be having like really bad back pains, and they told me like that's just something that you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life. So when the winter time comes around, I definitely deal with back pains more than usual. They try to tell me to take like ibuprofen, but y'all, sometimes my back hurts so bad that I'm literally stuck in one spot and I'm crying and I can't move. Like, so I still deal with back problems and it hurt like a bitch. That's all I can tell y'all, that it literally sends me to the hospital. Like I go to the hospital probably one time every winter season. I usually go to the hospital about one time because my back just gets so crucial that I just can't take the pain. I have to go to the hospital. So I remember after turning up and having fun, now I believe it's like December the 1st or some shit, my period's still late. I took the pregnancy test. It said I wasn't pregnant. So I'm like in pain with my back. Like my back was hurting. And I told my baby father, I was like, look, I need to go to the hospital because I'm in so much pain. Like I can't sit down. I can't lay down. I can't roll over. Like I can't do anything. Like I'm in so much pain. Like I said, please, like take me to the hospital because I'm in pain. And we wasn't thinking nothing about, oh well, you could be pregnant, nothing like that, because like I said, I had took a pregnancy test and it came back negative. Like it said that I was not pregnant. Like it just said I wasn't pregnant. And mind you, I had took more than one because I'm like, look, I need to be sure, because like I said, I was kind of feeling funny but not really. And I was like nervous that I had, like my period was already, by December my period has have been like a week late, so I was already nervous. And I'm just like, okay, let me just not try to focus on that because my period could still be coming. So I went to the hospital in December, probably like December 3rd or 4th, sometime like that. It was literally like the first week of December though. I went to the hospital because I thought that my scoliosis, like the pain of the scoliosis, I thought it was just acting up and I had to go to the hospital and, let them treat me. So when I got there, they ask you a million questions like, what brings you in, yah. And around that time, I don't remember if Corona was going on. I don't think so. I can't remember, y'all. I don't remember. I got pregnancy brain. But all I know is I was sitting in that hospital for a very, very, very long ass time before I went to the back. I think me and my baby daddy was in that hospital for about 3 hours that night. Like we didn't leave the hospital till like 1 in the morning. But anyway, I went down to Children's Hospital because that's the hospital I usually go to when my back is fucking with me. It's in DC if y'all don't know. I went there because they have all my records and everything because that's where I got the surgery done. So I was like, you know what, we're just going to go to Children's and we're going to check up on me and make sure that I'm okay. So me and my baby daddy waiting, and the lady had me filling out papers and asking me all these questions, and I told her, I'm like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, it's just my back is hurting. She was like, do you want like some ibuprofen? I was like, yeah, just give me the liquid form because I don't take pills. And I was like, just give me the liquid form. And she gave me some ibuprofen. I just sat there in pain, like waiting to be seen. So finally they take me to the back, and I would never forget this, y'all. The nurse asked me, he was like, is there any chance that you could be pregnant? Because he was like, whatever. So he just asked me, any chance you could be pregnant? I told him no. It ain't no way in two hells that I could be pregnant. I told him, like, I just got out birth control, like, literally last month, and most people say like you cannot get pregnant right away. So I'm like, no, ain't no way I could be pregnant. He was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to take a sample of your urine because They wanted to give me an x-ray to see if like any of the rods or screws had shifted in my back. Like they just was trying to figure out what was causing my back pain when it came to, you know, my issue. So he was like, yeah, we're gonna take your urine and this, that, and the third. So my baby daddy comes with me to the bathroom while I'm taking my urine. He comes with me because I don't know, he just always do stuff like that. But yeah, he comes with me to the bathroom and I'm peeing and I'm just telling my baby daddy, I'm like, well, I don't know why they taking my urine because it ain't no way I'm pregnant anyway. I'm like, they could have just already gave me the x-ray. Like they need to hurry up. Like we've been in here all day. I'm ready to go. Like I ain't pregnant, boo. So the nurse takes my urine. He has me and my baby daddy sit back down, and he's like, you know what, we're just gonna run your urine, and then once we finish running your urine, we'll come back. You could take your x-ray, because like I told him, like, ain't no way I'm pregnant. So he's like, okay, we're just gonna run your urine real quick, come back, we're gonna let you take the x-ray, and then they was like, we're just gonna give you some medicine and we're gonna send you home, because like it was basically nothing more that they could do about my back hurting. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So the nurse, this how I knew something was up, y'all. So me and my baby daddy sitting there waiting for the nurse, right? And I just see him walking back and forth and back and forth. And I looked at my baby daddy. I was like, why does he keep walking back and forth like something is wrong? And I told my baby daddy, I was like, and what the fuck is taking him so long to come back over here and let me know that I ain't pregnant? I'm like, cause baby, it don't take that long to let me know that I ain't with child. And I'm like, this nigga looking nervous walking back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, you need to get your ass over here. Let me know I ain't pregnant so I can get this x-ray so we can go ahead and get about this dough, okay? Like, that's why I was at with it. And I'm just like, why is he taking so long? Like, I'm like, it don't take that long to let somebody know that they not pregnant. Like, once you put the pee on the fucking stick, bitch, it's gonna change. It's gonna say negative. Then you come back and we gonna, you know, finish up what we came up in here to do. And he was just taking all day. I'm like, something ain't right. Like, why he taking so long? The nurse come back over there and he was like, can I talk to you alone for 1 second? So I'm like, okay. He pulled me in the room by myself and he just came flat out. Like, I'm sitting on the bed, like, when I'm my heart race, I'm like, why you trying to pull me in the room by myself? Like, just spit it out, like, what's going on? And I'm just sitting on the bed, like, just anxious. Like, what do you need to tell me? Like, let it out. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, like, is he about to tell me I'm pregnant? But I didn't want it to be true. So I'm like, let me not jump to conclusions. Like, maybe this nigga about to tell me something else. Like, I really didn't know. So I'm sitting there waiting for him to tell me what's going on, y'all. And he just came flat out and was like, so did you know you're pregnant? I said, I'm what? You said I'm what? I'm sorry, come again? And he was like, yeah, did you know you're pregnant? And I was like, who? Who pregnant? Me? I was like, I really asked the nurse, y'all, I swear to God on my son. I said, are you sure that you used the correct urine? Like, did you mix my urine up with somebody else's urine? Like, you sure I'm K-Bread Tashana? I'm the one pregnant? And he was like, yes. I got up, y'all. I'm not even lying. I got up out that fucking bed so quick and I just started pacing. And I'm breathing like, and I'm just pacing back and forth. Because mind y'all, at this point, I'm 19. Like, or was I 20? Hold on. Because now I'm 21. No, y'all, I think I was 20. I think I was 20. Because I was drinking. Yes, I was 20. Oh my God, I'm burnt the fuck out. I don't even smoke. But I was 20, not 19. So if I kept saying 19, I'm so sorry, y'all. I was 20 finding out I was pregnant, not 19. I was still on birth control at that time because I forgot I kept my birth control in a little bit longer than what I was supposed to. But anyway, I was 20. So my young ass, I'm like, oh, hell no. Nah. And I'm just up pacing back and forth, back and forth. He's like, ma'am, calm down, calm down. And I'm like, calm down? I'm like, I can't calm down. Like, I'm about to be a young mom. Like, I'm like, my parents are going to kill me. Like, I'm too young to be a mother. I'm like, I don't have no career. I don't have nothing going for myself. Like, I'm literally just taking my ass to work and coming home. Like, I'm paying my bills. Like, I can't be pregnant. Like, I can't. And so the man is like, calm down. He, like, I'm telling y'all, like, I was really about to have a panic attack. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I was really about to have a panic attack. And he sat me down. He was like, ma'am, just calm down. He was like, you're only 4 weeks pregnant. He was like, so it's very new. He was like, that's probably why when you were taking the test, it didn't come back positive. He was like, that probably explains your back pains and yah. So I was like, yeah, it explains all right. So he was just trying to make me calm down. He asked me, like, did you want to let, the baby father come in and tell him, or did you want to wait? And I was like, no, he's going to have to know now, because he's literally sitting out in the other room and they just called me in. So I'm like, I can't hide that from him. Like, he's going to want to know what's going on. If I don't try to tell him, either he's going to guess or he's just going to like figure it out. So I'm like, no, y'all can bring him in. So they bring my baby daddy into the room. And they tell the nurse tell my baby daddy, like, yeah, she's pregnant. I'm still pacing. Mind you, I ain't calm yet. I'm still pacing back and forth, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to take care of this child? Yeah. Like, I'm just pacing, like, I'm going crazy. Like, my mind is racing right now. And my baby daddy just starts smiling. He just get all excited. I'm like, nigga, I'm the one that got to carry this baby for 9 months. I'm the one that got to go through, like, the childbirth pain. I'm the one that's going to be staying. Like, I'm just thinking about everything that I got to do. So, mind y'all, the excitement did not hit me when I first found out. It was straight freak out mode. Like, how am I going to take care of somebody else at the age of 20/21, because I knew I was going to have my child at the age of 21. So I'm like, how am I going to take care of my baby? I'm like, bruh, it's supposed to be a hot girl summer. Like, I'm about to turn 21. I wanted to be drinking and smoking and doing all this. I'm like, that's what I had plans on doing. I'm like, now I'm going to be changing diapers, and I can't be like engaging in all of the shit that I had to. Like, it was basically just going to make me grow up 10 times more than what I was already doing. So I'm like, I don't know. But my baby daddy was really happy. He was smiling. So the nurse leaves out after he tells us the news. He goes to get a doctor. The doctor gives me a packet. And basically the packet is like mixed up with like the congratulations that you're expecting. Then it gives me like abortion clinic just in case I wanted to get rid of my child. And the packages let me know, like, don't lift nothing heavy. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Just don't. So I'm just overwhelmed. I'm freaking out. I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, you know what? I have to tell my parents. I was like, it's no point in me trying to hide this from them. It's no point in me trying to keep this a secret. Like, I'm already 1 month into this pregnancy and I didn't even fucking know. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tell my parents now. And if they hate me, they hate me. If they don't want to support me, they don't want to support me. But at least I could say that I told them. So I called my dad first because, I don't know, like, my dad is more like chill and easier to talk to about stuff. My mom is more like, everything come from the heart with her. So sometimes it's kind of more scary to tell her stuff first, because I was really scared of my parents being disappointed in me for having a child so young, because they was telling me, like, hey, Bray, get on birth control, do what you got to do. You don't need to be a mom right now. You need to be, like, getting your career ready. Like, that's just the plan that they always had for me, like, not to be a mom so young. Even though 21, like, I'm an adult, but I'm still young. Like, I'm newly an adult, like a new, like, adult, like, not 18 adult, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I was just really scared of disappointing them. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to just get it over. If I disappoint them, I disappoint them. So I call my dad once I leave the hospital, and I let him know, like, Dad, because mind you, I had texted my parents before I went into the hospital, and I told them, like, I was going in there for my back, like, the scoliosis. I was like, I told them, like, they're going to give me an x-ray. Like, I was keeping them updated, basically. So my dad was waiting to hear back from me anyway to know about the x-ray. So I called my dad, and I tell my dad, I'm like, Dad, so I ended up not being able to get the x-ray done. And he's like, well, why not? And I told him straight up, I was like, because they just told me I'm 4 weeks pregnant, so I can't get the x-ray. And my dad was like, okay, Gabriel. And we just had like a short little talk. He got off the phone. I did not call my mom. I was like, look, I'm going to wait to tell my mother. I need a couple days to work the nerve up to tell her. So I literally did not tell my mom. I had just told my dad. I called my 2 closest friends, and I told them that I was pregnant. and I had just found out, and they was all like excited and all this and that. My baby daddy had got on the phone and called his sister, and we were just telling like immediate people close to us that we was expecting. So that's how I found out I was pregnant, y'all. I really honestly truly thought that I was going in there for some back pains to get an x-ray and I was going to leave right back out, but nope, I was already 1 month into my pregnancy and didn't know, which means that I definitely was pregnant around Thanksgiving. Like, I was already pregnant. That's when my mom said like I was spreading and stuff, because she had already knew like, girl, you're already pregnant. So that's how I found out. Now let's get into the symptoms. Now I'm gonna try to run through the symptoms really quick because this video is getting pretty long, but I really didn't want to miss out on the details of how I found out I was pregnant. Ooh, he kicking me. So let's get into the symptoms. So I swear to God, this will happen. So I was working for a temp agency. I still do work for a temp agency. It's called Hire One. And basically what a temp agency is basically it's kind of like working for the government. You know, you don't make minimum wage. You make more than minimum wage. Every job is about $14 and up an hour. And you do, like, they put you on different jobs like every few months. So for 3 months you could be working at Xfinity, and then they might find you another job, and then in 3 more months you could be working for, I don't know, a plumbing place, or you could be working behind a desk. Like, it really depends on what job they have available. It depends on if the people that if they have the contracts with, if they need you to stay on, or if they ready to let you go. It just depends. So it's like you get what you could take, and they pay you good money though. And it's like a 9 to 5. You know, you work from literally 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. It's like a guaranteed check, making past the minimum wage, and that's what I was doing. So I had literally just got a job working at Xfinity. The lady had called me right after I found out I was pregnant, probably like 2 weeks after I found out I was pregnant. The lady had called me, and this was my first job with them that they had put me on, because I had already worked for them, but this was the first job they put me on. I was making like 14 something an hour. I was working at Xfinity, and I was really excited. That was like the most money that I had made working. So I was really like, I'm the type that I like to get to my money. Like I just love money, so I really work hard for the shit that I have. So I'm like, even though I just found out I was pregnant, like I was like, I don't care, like this would be a perfect time for me to start getting money, stack my money, like do what I gotta do. Because in my mind, like I was keeping my baby. Like I didn't want to kill my child. I'm like, I don't think I have it in my heart to do that. I'm like, if I laid down and made this baby, then I'm you know, like do what I gotta do to take care of it. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect time. Like God is working out. I mean, I said working out, God looking out for me. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to take this job. I didn't even tell them I was pregnant or nothing, because I had just found out. So I was like, I'm not about to tell them I'm pregnant. I was like, I'm just going to go in there, do what I got to do, and work. Y'all, right after I found out I was pregnant, it's like the fucking pregnancy symptoms start kicking my ass. First, the pregnancy symptom that I got that let me know, like, yeah, bitch, you really is pregnant. The sore ass titties. When I tell y'all my titties were so motherfucking sore, I told my baby daddy, I said, you better not touch my titties. You better not suck on my titties. You're not doing nothing with my titties. Hell, I didn't even want to touch my own titties. That's how sore my titty was. Like, they was so fucking sore. I'm like, damn, like these bitches is aching. The next pregnancy symptom that I had was morning sickness. That's why I wanted to tell y'all about the job, because I had got the job and I had went in, and every single morning that I had to report to that job, I was in that motherfucker throwing up. It didn't matter if I didn't eat. It didn't matter if I just ate crackers. It didn't matter if I tried to drink water. It didn't matter what I did. I was Erling. Y'all, morning sickness really kicked my ass. That shit made me not want to be pregnant. that shit really did make me think like, okay, am I really gonna keep this baby? Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all don't understand. I had to ride around in my baby daddy's car with trash bags. That's how bad, like, I even had motion sickness. Like, even being in a car moving, it made me nauseous as fuck, and I would actually throw up. Y'all don't know how many times me and my baby daddy was driving around, going somewhere, and I'm like, babe, like, pull over, like, I have to throw up. That's why we start keeping trash bags in the car, so that I could just throw up in the car instead of us pulling over all the time. So that was another tragic symptom, was morning sickness, y'all. I had that shit for 5 months. It did gradually get better. I was able to start eating light shit like crackers and soup and stuff like that. But for a long time, for 5 months, I could not eat solid food. I could not go out eating steak. I couldn't go out eating seafood. Like, I tried, but every time I tried to eat that shit, like, I was earling that shit right the fuck up. So I was like, you know what? We're going to stay clear of it, and we're just going to stick with crackers and soup. And that's literally all I could eat for my first 5 months of being pregnant. Or I would throw up. That shit was bad. I was throwing up like 4 or 5 times a day. Like, y'all, I'm not even being dramatic. That morning sickness was hell for me. And it made me, like, I really thought I was having a girl, because a lot of people tell me, like, when you're having a girl, you have that sickness for a long time. But long and behold, I was having a little boy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that was the second symptom that I had. The next symptom that I had was I was tired all the time. When I tell y'all, I would literally go to work, do what I had to do, come home, sleep for the rest of the day until I had to wake up for work the next day. Like, that was literally all I did, was throw up and sleep, throw up and sleep, throw up and sleep, throw up and sleep. On my days off, what y'all thought I was doing? Sleep. Okay. I was in that bed all day, slumped. I would get up, try to watch TV, slumped. TV watching me. Like, I was sleeping all the time. So it's so crazy to me, like, how once I found out I was pregnant, all these symptoms wanted to attack me. That bitch was like, boom, boom, like, just attacking me all at one time. I'm like, damn, like, slow down, like, shit. But yeah, that was really my only symptoms that I had that let me confirm that, okay, bitch, you're pregnant. You're having a baby. But yes, now I'm in the last month of my pregnancy. I literally have 2 weeks left to go. If I could do it again, I'm still thinking on if I would or not. We're gonna see if my answer will change once I have to deliver the baby, because the pregnancy already was kind of challenging. So I'm hoping that when delivery comes, my son is gonna be like, you know what, Mom, I'm gonna make this easy on you. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, so that's my story time of how I found out I was pregnant / the symptoms that I had. I just want to let anyone who's thinking that they're pregnant, I just want to let you know that sometimes them tests is fucking dead ass wrong, and it will really be having you thinking that everything fine, but really, bitch, ain't shit fine. It's a whole baby up in that motherfucker. So I just want to let y'all know that if y'all take a test and it comes back negative, what y'all need to do is wait another week or 2, and you need to go ahead and take another test. And I recommend you don't get them cheap ass tests, because I was being cheap, and me and my baby daddy went to Family Dollar and got them motherfucking $3, $4. No, them bitches was $7. We was not trying to spend a lot of money because we really thought I wasn't pregnant. So I got the cheap test. But y'all bitches out there, y'all need that clear blue shit, because I feel like that shit right there is accurate. That's what y'all need. I think that test like $20 or up. I don't even know, bitch, because I don't buy them motherfuckers, but I know they're expensive, okay? So if your test came back negative and you really think you're pregnant, bitch, wait about a week or 2, and that shit will show up, because the nurse did tell me, like, that's probably why, because in the beginning of the pregnancy, the HCG hormone does not show up. And if y'all don't know what that is, that's the hormone that lets you know that you got a baby up in your motherfucking uterus. So if tests come back negative, you need to wait a few weeks and retake that bitch, and it's probably going to let you know the final results. Because my dumb ass thought that I wasn't pregnant, and I was smoking and doing everything that I wanted to do, and whole time I had a baby up in my uterus. Okay. So, that's all I got to say about that. if you're expecting right now in the coronavirus, I'm seriously praying for you and your family. I'm praying that you have a safe delivery. I'm praying that everything goes right. I'm praying that you don't have to get a C-section. I'm praying that just like it's a breeze for you besides the contractions. I'm praying everything else go good, because I know contractions ain't no motherfucking joke. Okay. Yeah, having a baby in the pandemic has been challenging. I think I would do another video on that, because it's just a whole lot of that came with having a baby in the pandemic that I didn't realize was going to be harder than what I expected it to be. But everything worked out. I'm good. My baby's good. We're both healthy. And that's really the end of my video. I thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. If you guys have any more questions, y'all, my titties has grown so much this whole pregnancy. I'm hoping that I keep these titties. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping I keep these titties. Okay. Anyway, yes, thank y'all for watching this video. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, like I was trying to say, just feel free to comment down below. If you like this video, comment down below. Let me know what you liked about the video. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, please, because I will be being more consistent. Okay, period. So thank you. Come again. And love, peace, and happiness. I'm out.